Okay, so it's the day after the Super Bowl. Let's really dive into how Patrick Mahomes played. Was this his fault at all? That's the question I want to answer, because there are definitely multiple ways to look at it. You can't just say, hey, he was in an awful situation. What was he supposed to do? Well, if you watch the film, you can still evaluate someone in a bad situation. You can throw out the plays where there was nothing he could have done, but also talk about the plays where he could have done something and didn't, like the one you see on your screen. Kelsey is running over the middle, and this isn't a horrible play or anything, but watch what happens. As you see the play start, Kelsey is trying to get into a gap in coverage, and the throw is behind him. Now, again, Kelsey usually makes that catch, so I think it's fair to blame both guys here. They'll probably tell you they could have done better, but there were a few moments like this. Here's another one on a 3rd and 3. You can see Mahomes kind of pulls the throw, tossing it too far, and Kelsey can't make the grab. That one was just a missed throw, and this was on 3rd down, so it could have given them a 1st down. The earlier play would have also given them a 1st down on 2nd down, but they weren't able to convert 3rd down. These are a couple of drive killers, so those are big mistakes, and that's not the offensive line's fault. This one's on Mahomes. Now, moving on to a play like this, undeniably, this was part of the issue for the Chiefs. On this play, the Eagles are running man coverage when Mahomes takes the snap, something that happened a lot in this game. Nothing's getting open, so Mahomes tries to scramble out, but the Eagles are doing a pretty good job of containing him. I mean, Mahomes was in a tough spot, definitely in a tough spot. What's he going to do? He's Patrick Mahomes, so watch him scramble outside. He does a pretty good job getting outside the pocket, but the Eagles still do a good job of hitting him as he's throwing. Honestly, this was an ill-advised throw. This was on the first drive of the game, and he's throwing into double coverage while getting hit down the field. You're just asking for trouble right here, and as you can see, it could have been intercepted, but it was incomplete. That was one of the turnovers that could have really hurt them. Speaking of turnovers, one of Mahomes' worst attributes in this game was putting the ball in harm's way. This one wasn't a turnover, but it wasn't ideal. And then there were a couple of actual turnovers. These really turned the game from, okay, it's not going well, to, okay, this might be over quickly. So first, this play, again, scoreboard-wise, they're okay, down 10-0 midway through the second. The Chiefs have famously been down 10-0 in every Super Bowl they've played in, so it's not a huge deal. It's zone coverage, and there's a designed rollout on 3rd and 16. It's worth noting because it might be tough, but again, your defense is playing well up until this point, so a punt isn't the worst thing in the world. Mahomes takes the snap, rolls out towards the top of the screen, but watch what happens with the coverage. John is in coverage, and I really don't know why. I think what happens here is that John kind of knows the coverage concept and thinks, well, I can drop back into the throwing lane because there's no one in front of me, and Mahomes just misses him. I don't think the grass tricked him, but Mahomes just missed the throw. Watch how he essentially throws it right to John, who picks it off and runs it back for a touchdown. Now it's an issue. You could see the body language shift after this play. Travis Kelce looked like someone had just been shot after that one. Down 10-0, they were okay because, hey, they're always down 10-0, but 17-0, that's a different story. Now it's 17-0, but it's 1st and 10. You're thinking if they can just score some points on this drive, they get the ball to start the second half. Maybe they can score a touchdown, and all of a sudden it's a one-score game. Well, right here you see the route on the screen. Mahomes takes the snap, tries to fit it through a window under coverage, but because he gets hit, it's intercepted again. The contact played a role, but at the end of the day, you have to protect the football. An interception is an interception. These were huge. When you give the Eagles 14 points like that, people might say, well, what is Mahomes supposed to do? Sure, he could have played better, but if he didn't turn the ball over, the Eagles would have only had 10 points at the half. Not to mention the multiple missed throws that killed drives. Those are 4 drives that got killed, along with spotting the other team 14 points. That completely changed the game. If they could have just gotten, 3 points on 2 of those drives, it could have been a 10-6 game at the half. Instead, it was essentially over. I also want to talk about the offensive line. It's easy for an offensive line to look bad when they're down 24-0 at the half, and you have to throw all the time, and now you're stuck against defensive linemen who can just pass rush without worrying about the threat of a run. But undeniably, they didn't play well, and I'm not trying to say they did. That was a factor. But also something like this, again, this is first down. They just got a first down, and it feels like, okay, can they finally get something going? Down 24-0. You see Mahomes right here. Again, game situation matters. On 1st and 10, he has a clean pocket, and he needs to get the ball out of his hands. There are checkdowns available. Instead, he scrambles and gets sacked. That's one of those plays where everyone after it says, oh, wow, the offensive line is getting beat again. But the offensive line did their job on that play. Someone in the receiving core could have gotten open a little earlier, for sure. That was a big factor as well. What are you going to do if you're Mahomes? But still, he could have at least thrown the ball away or thrown a check down. For all the pressure Mahomes faced, I don't believe he threw a single ball away. Sometimes it's less about the bad plays he made and more about just not minimizing the bad plays. In situations like this, it wasn't a great spot, but he made the worst of it. This play, too, I thought was a mistake from Mahomes. Again, it's 27-0 and the game is over. I get it, but you're still out there, still trying. On 4th and 5, in theory, if you score a touchdown here, you're now down 20 points heading into the fourth quarter. That's something people have come back from before. It doesn't happen often, but I remember the Ravens blowing a 21-point lead to the Dolphins in the fourth quarter a couple of years ago. So it's possible, worth a shot, right? You're already here in the Super Bowl. You see on this play that they're looking to Hopkins's route, trying to get him open toward the sideline. Mahomes takes the snap and looks in that direction. And at this point, is it open? If you make a great throw and catch, it seems possible. I can see why he wants to look there. I'll say, though, he also has another player open. Tight end Noah Gray, just one guy over. That would have been a completion if Mahomes had looked that way and made the throw. Again, it's easy to say this in hindsight, so I'm not going to crush him for it. But at the same time, I don't think it's crazy to say we grade Patrick Mahomes on a bit of a curve. We're used to seeing him read plays quickly and getting the ball to the right player. If we give him credit when he locates the right guy and hits him, we also have to give him blame when he doesn't do that. Also, here you see a great defensive play. That's part of it too. Sometimes you have to credit the defense, but yeah, you could definitely put some blame on Mahomes here if you want. I want to end with this last play because I actually think it's a perfect microcosm of the game. I think this play really shows how I view Mahomes' performance. It's 3rd and 3 early on in the game. It's 7-0. Mahomes takes the snap, looks down the field, starts to step up, and there's pressure. He does have an open receiver, though, so he can make the throw. It's just a difficult play for him to make. I think this is how I view his performance in this game. Mahomes was in a tough spot. He had a lot of difficult plays to make, and he was probably never going to be outstanding in a game like this, given the situation. But here, he misses the throw. That's how he played. He was in a tough spot, but he wasn't able to deliver when they needed him to. Because of that, I think it's fair to criticize him. The Chiefs are built around having a quarterback who can be great in every situation and outplay the opposing quarterback game in and game out. He didn't do that here. While it would be unfair to completely criticize Mahomes and not mention the other factors, the offensive line and receiving core were the same as they were in the game against Buffalo, where Mahomes played great, so they needed more from Mahomes. That's how I view it. But also, guys are going to have bad games. It is what it is. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I always love hearing from y'all. And of course, thanks for watching. Chiefs Kingdom, make some noise for your AFC champion and 2-time defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. And now, why don't we meet the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles? All right, from the city of brotherly love, your 2024 NFC champions, the Eagles. Let's go down to the field. Aaron Andrews is with 3-time Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes, your 5th time on the Super Bowl stage. Patrick, tell me, what were the emotions like when you ran out? Mahomes. Yeah, I mean, just enjoying it with the team. It's always special, but I think it's going to be special with this group of guys. We're excited for the opportunity. Aaron Andrews, talk to me about the added pressure of history tonight, the three-peat. What has that been like for you? Mahomes. I don't think there's any added pressure. There's always pressure coming into this game, but our guys are prepared, ready. Now let's go out there and be us. Aaron Andrews. Patrick, you told us this week you'd like to get off to a quicker start than you did in your last 3 Super Bowl wins. How do you get into a rhythm early? Mahomes. You just keep it simple. Go through your fundamentals. Don't make it bigger than what it is and be who we are. Aaron Andrews, really appreciate your time. Good luck. Tom, over to you. Tom, thank you very much, Aaron. Saquon Barkley, your first season with Philadelphia leads to your first Super Bowl. What was the final thought in the tunnel before you came out here? Saquon Barkley, I'm here. Take it all in. But there's no accident we're here. Just lock into the little things, play football the way we know, and do whatever it takes to get a win. Tom, what has best prepared you in your mind for this moment? Saquon Barkley, I've been through a lot, but I have an unbelievable team this year. It's amazing. We've got guys who've been here before. The whole week we've been locking in. Now it's go time. Tom, you've done everything for this team this season. What do you need to do best tonight for this team to win? Saquon Barkley, do what we've been doing. Take care of the football. Do the little things. Lead. We've got a great team. Tom, good luck. Thanks for the time and happy birthday, Saquon Barkley. Yes, sir. Thank you. Tom, the refs took it personally, didn't they? The fix was in. We all said Kansas City was going to pull off some unexpected win with ease. Oh, baby, did the scriptwriters throw a twist in the storyline or what? That was a clinic. Vic Fangio put on a show, relentlessly harassing Kansas City's offense, and he didn't even have to blitz to do it. Chiefs devil magic. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for my next update.